Sports news now, and the National Council of Sports has continued its engagement with sports federations as it embarks on legalizing the new Sports Act. John Barnes Sentamo reports.
On 17th August 2023, President Yoweri Museveni assented to the National Sports Act Cap 151 that repealed the former National Sports Act Cap 48. But for the Act to become operational, several regulations need to be incorporated. To ensure that is done, the State Minister for Sports inaugurated a task force headed by Brighton Barugahari that is mandated with the process. The process includes consultation with relevant parties, notably federations and associations.
Because there are so many compliance issues that if you don't treat them in line with the requirements of WADA, definitely we shall have issues. And I want to appeal at this point that once the regulations are in place, we should have as many capacity building programs with the respective associations and federations so that they have all the information required in closing the gap we already have.
The task force has so far consulted about registration of federations and associations and also about public infrastructure regulations. The latest consultation engagement has been on anti-doping and was hosted at the Copper Chimney restaurant in Logogo.
The outcome of the consultation has been that, one, we have received comments from the stakeholders which we are going to incorporate, but also we have guided on areas that are not going to be subject to change because of the international commitments, because international law takes precedence over municipal law. So when there is a convention on doping agreed at the international level, you can't sit and you have limited room for adjustments. So we have explained that there are some regulations which we take as they are from the International World Anti-Doping Agency code, and then there are those which relate to the management, the cases, handling of cases of anti-doping, and how samples can be picked, and all those, and the management generally of the anti-doping within this country.
It was attended by, among others, Uganda Olympic Committee, which before the act that led to establishment of the National Anti-Doping Organization was in charge.
It's very important that the federations, through the NADO that is now in place, will continue to provide education in terms of understanding the different levels, whether we have in competition, it could be here in Uganda or abroad, out of competition, when people are training off-season. It's also issues of awareness, issues of being aware that every year we have a new list of prohibited substances and methods, and also in 2027 we shall have a new code which is coming on board. So this is a very timely intervention, and I believe going forward we shall continue together with the new team under the new professor to continue doing education of our various members so that they understand the full range of what anti-doping entails.
For the Sports Act to become fully operational, 10 regulations including rewards and recognition of athletes and academies need stakeholder engagements.
This is one step towards preparation for instituting clean sport in the country. It is important that this regulation is coming in place. Two, it is important that we find avenues for education. Most of the times, our sports persons find themselves violating the code because they do not know that what they are doing is wrong. So we need to educate. Education is going to be paramount, but education takes time. One is, who are we educating? Can we educate all athletes? Unlikely. But we can educate the leaders of federations and associations. Then we want to believe that within your federation, within their federations, they also have mechanisms to educate their athletes.
The task force will then incorporate the comments from the consultations with the stakeholders and then share them with World Anti-Doping Agency for concurrence. A brief with the minister who has the mandate to authorize publication will follow for it to be gazetted and become law.